Oh, bros, I have to tell you about the bizarre things that happened to me 4 years ago. I never really intended to open up about it, convinced it was all in the past. But today, something triggered those memories again. It's one of those experiences you think you've moved past, but then something happens, and suddenly, everything comes rushing back. The strange things she did, the eerie way she spoke. Honestly, I still can't wrap my mind around it. It still creeps me out to this day. I don't even know if I've ever shared this with anyone. Probably not. But back then, I was absolutely terrified. And today, it hit me like a ton of bricks. I feel like I have to talk about it now, even after all this time. Be me. 4 years ago, average 22-year-old guy. Anon. Live in small town, nothing ever happens here. Decide to get a coffee one morning. Walk into local cafe. Beans and dreams. See her. Tiny, cute girl sitting alone in the corner. Big glasses, cardigan 3 sizes too big, frilly dress. Looks like she fell out of a Pinterest board. Staring at the menu like it personally insulted her. My face when she can barely reach the counter when she orders. Decide to shoot my shot because why not? Hey, you come here often? She looks at me with the biggest doe eyes I've ever seen. Oh, no, I usually make my own tea, but I wanted to try something new. Her voice is so soft, I feel like I'm in a Studio Ghibli movie. We talk for a bit. Her name's Jasmine. She's new in town. Moved here for peace and quiet. Same, Jasmine, same. Offer to show her around. She giggles, says yes. Life is good.png. Fast forward a few weeks. We've been hanging out a lot. She's so sweet it's borderline diabetes inducing. Always brings me little snacks she bakes. Calls me Mr. Anon like she's from the 1800s. Literally blushes if I so much as look at her too long. Introduce her to my friend group. They love her. Even Chad, who once called puppies overrated, says she's adorable. Everything's perfect. But then, little cracks start to show. One night, we're watching a crime documentary at my place. Narrator says something about perfect alibis. Jasmine casually chimes in, "Oh, that's easy to fake." Excuse me, what? Ask her what she means. She giggles. "Oh, if you just make sure to be seen on a security camera somewhere far away." She explains it in way too much detail, like step by step. .jpg. Another time, she's baking cookies at my place. She drops a knife while cutting chocolate. It lands point down, barely misses her foot. She just stares at it and says, that could have been bad. Picks it up, smiles at me and adds, "Knives are so fascinating, don't you think?" I laugh nervously. She doesn't. Then there's the petting zoo incident. Decide to take her to see the baby goats because she loves animals. Everything's fine until she starts staring at one of the goats. Like, really staring. Finally says, "Do you think they'd notice if one went missing?" Jasmine, what? She laughs. "I'm kidding, Mr. Anon." I'm pretty sure she wasn't kidding. Later that week, I come home from work, find my cat wearing a tiny handmade sweater. It's adorable, but also weird because I didn't even know Jasmine knew I had a cat. Ask her about it the next day. She just says, "Oh, Mr. Fluffy and I are best friends now." I never told her my cat's name. Things start escalating. She makes a joke about how easy it'd be to hide a body in the local woods. It's not funny. She starts showing up to places I didn't even mention going to. Oh, what a coincidence. Except it's not. Once I catch her talking to my neighbor, Mrs. Thompson. She's holding a pie. Mrs. Thompson waves at me, says, "Your girlfriend is so sweet, she made this." Didn't even know Jasmine could bake pies. She baked my favorite pie. I never told her that either though. Finally decide to confront her. "Jasmine, you've been acting a little strange." She tilts her head, looks at me like I'm the crazy one. Strange? How? Mention the cat sweater, the weird comments, the pie. She bursts into tears, says she just wanted to be the perfect girlfriend. I feel like a jerk. It's fine, Jasmine, just maybe tone it down a little, okay? She nods, but her smile doesn't reach her eyes. A few days later, I wake up to find my entire lawn covered in candles. Like hundreds of them. They spell out, "I love you." Jasmine is standing in the middle of it, holding a tray of muffins. "Good morning, Mr. Anon." It's 4:30 a.m. Tell her this is too much. She looks genuinely confused. "But I thought you'd like it." Explain that normal people don't do stuff like this. She pouts, says she'll try harder next time. Next time? Harder? Dear God, send help. Decide to put some distance between us. She doesn't take it well. Starts sending me daily love letters. They're like 10 pages long. One has a detailed sketch of us holding hands. In the background, there is a wedding cake with the words, "Forever and always" written on it. Decide to block her number. Next day, she shows up at my door. "I notice you blocked me. Did I do something wrong?" Try to explain that I need space. She nods, says she understands, leaves without a fuss. Relieved? Think it's over. Wake up the next morning. There's a life-sized cardboard cutout of me on my porch. It's wearing my clothes. There's a note pinned to it. "If you won't let me see the real you, this will have to do." Enough is enough. Decide to get a restraining order. Show up at the police station. Describe the situation. Cop literally laughs and says, "Sounds like she's just passionate." Passionate? She broke into my house to steal my shirts for a cardboard cutout. He says there's nothing they can do unless she's a physical threat. Give up, go back home. Start locking all my doors and windows religiously. Double check them every night. One evening, I hear tapping on the window. Freeze in place. Slowly turn around. It's Jasmine. She's on the other side of the glass, holding a tray of cookies. She mouths, "I miss you, Mr. Anon." Call the police. She's gone by the time they arrive. They don't take it seriously. Go back to the station the next day. Demand to speak to someone higher up. They roll their eyes and send me to the deputy. "So, let me get this straight," he says, barely containing his laughter. "You're scared of a tiny girl who bakes cookies and makes you candles." "It's not just that," I explain. "She's breaking into my house, leaving creepy notes and stalking me." He chuckles. "Sounds like she's just smitten. You should be flattered." Flattered.mp4. Leaves feeling more helpless than ever. A few days later, Jasmine ups the ante. Come home from work to find my car covered in post-it notes. Every single one has a heart or "I love Anon" written on it. Takes me 40 minutes to peel them all off. Neighbors laugh, think it's hilarious. Meanwhile, I'm terrified. Decide to install security cameras. Catch her on footage sneaking into my backyard at 2 a.m. She's planting flowers in the shape of a heart. Take the footage to the cops. They tell me it's not criminal behavior. "She's just beautifying your yard." One of them jokes. Wonder if I'm losing my mind. Next morning, wake up to the smell of bacon. Walk to the kitchen. Jasmine is there, wearing my apron, cooking breakfast. "Good morning, Mr. Anon. I used the spare key under your mat. Hope that's okay." It's not okay. She serves me pancakes shaped like hearts with bacon. "Pancakes with bacon? Sit down. I made your favorite." Didn't even know I had a favorite. Spend the whole meal planning my escape. Decide to stay at a motel for a while. Leave a note on my door. Gone for work, be back in a month. Drive 2 towns over. Check in. Finally feel safe. A week later, hear a knock on my motel room door. Open it cautiously. It's Jasmine. She's holding a picnic basket. "I figured you'd be lonely, Mr. Anon." How did she find me? Ask her, trying to keep my voice steady. She just giggles. "Oh, I have my ways." Don't even bother eating whatever's in the basket. Know it's poisoned or something worse. Decide to call my parents. Explain the situation. "Mom, Dad, I think I'm being stalked." Dad laughs. "Back in my day, we called that devotion." Mom says Jasmine sounds like a sweet girl, and I should give her another chance. Nobody's taking this seriously. Realize I'm on my own. Decide to confront her once and for all. Text her to meet at a public park during the day. She shows up wearing a sundress and carrying a picnic blanket. Looks like we're about to film a rom-com montage. "Jasmine, we need to talk." She smiles. "Yes, I want to marry you, Mr. Anon." I look at her in disbelief. Her smile falters. "What's wrong, Mr. Anon? No marriage? Did I do something to upset you?" Explain that her behavior is scaring me. She starts crying. Loud, hiccuping sobs that makes everyone in the park stare. Someone actually comes over and asks if she's okay. Now I'm the bad guy. She promises to back off. Says she just got carried away. Don't believe her for a second. Go back to the motel. Triple check all the locks. Decide to sleep with the bat under my pillow. But I don't feel safe in the motel anymore. Start sleeping in my car. Feel like I'm in a bad Lifetime movie. Meanwhile, Jasmine's still sending texts. "I miss you, Mr. Anon. You'll come back to me, won't you? We're meant to be together." Block her number again. A week later, get pulled over by a cop. Apparently, my car was reported stolen. Jasmine reported it. Have to prove ownership at the station. She's there when I arrive. The cops called her. "Oh, Mr. Anon, I was so worried." She's holding a casserole dish. Cops still think she's just a concerned girlfriend. One of them actually pats me on the back and says, "You've got to keep her." Finally decide to leave town for good. Managed to negotiate with my boss to work remotely. Keep my job but change my location entirely. Don't tell anyone where I'm going. Ditch my phone, get a burner. Start a new life 3 states away. Things are quiet for a few months. Start to think maybe I'm safe. But sometimes I question if I overreacted. Was she really a psycho or just overly attached? Remember all the weird things she did and said. Not definitely a psycho. Try to push the memories out of my mind. Fast forward 4 years. Today, come home from the gym. Find a package on my doorstep. No return address. Didn't think much of it. Open it. Inside is a cake. Heart-shaped with icing that says, "I miss you, Mr. Anon. See you soon." My stomach drops. This isn't happening. No way she found me. Look around, checking for any sign of her lurking nearby. Every shadow seems ominous now. This isn't just a cute gesture. It's a message, a threat. She knows where I live. What if she's been following me all this time? Can't believe this is happening. Panic starts to rise. My mind races back to every weird thing she ever did. The pies, the candles, the damn cutout. It was an obsession. It was something darker. And now, after all these years, it's like she's picked up right where we left off. Heart pounding, fear crawling up my spine. I'm not safe. She's still out there. And now, she knows where I am. Be me. Always been in love with my high school sweetheart. Let's call her Marigold. We were inseparable, everything just felt perfect. She had this laugh that made everything feel brighter. Her eyes sparkled like sunlight through leaves. She was the kind of girl who believed in fairy tales, and for some reason, I was the one she chose to share her world with. We talked about everything, our dreams, our plans, our future together. We used to sit in the park, under a big old oak tree, talking about how we'd grow old together. Life was perfect. Then one day, an opportunity came. Job offer from a prestigious company. Big promotion, but it required me to move to another country. It felt like the right thing to do. Marigold didn't say much, just held me in her arms and whispered that she'd wait for me. We promised each other that we'd make it work, no matter the distance. But life, as it often does, had other plans. I left thinking I could always come back, that we'd be fine. Years passed, new country, new life. Work was intense, the people were different, but I was making money and building something. Tried to move on, started dating girls, living life. But there was always this empty space, a space where Marigold's laughter and light used to be. Dating was strange. There was this one girl, let's call her Isabel. She was beautiful, intelligent, and kind. Everything anyone could want. But every time she smiled, all I could think about was how Marigold's smile was the only one that made me feel whole. Every time Isabel spoke, I heard Marigold's voice in my head. It wasn't fair to Isabel, so I decided to propose to her, thinking it might help me move on. After all, Isabel was a good person, and she deserved my commitment, right? So we planned a wedding, but the closer the day came, the more I felt like a stranger in my own life. I couldn't shake the feeling that something was missing. On our wedding day, Isabel was breathtaking, but in my heart I couldn't stop thinking about Marigold. When I said I do, I didn't feel the joy that I thought I would. It was like a weight in my chest, an undeniable truth that I was making a mistake. But the pressure was too great, and I went through with it anyway. Years passed, married Isabel, started a family, life went on. But with every year, the connection with Isabel felt more and more distant. She was a wonderful woman, but I kept comparing her to Marigold. Sometimes late at night, I would wake up and think about what could have been. Did Marigold find someone else? Was she happy? Did she forget about me? The guilt was suffocating. And then one evening I saw a post from Marigold on social media. She was in a park, laughing with some guy, her face as radiant as ever. My heart shattered. How could I have let her go? How could I have chosen this life over her? For the first time in years I found myself crying. Crying for the girl I lost. The girl I promised I'd never forget. The girl who had loved me unconditionally. The girl who was everything I ever wanted. I sat alone in my office that night, scrolling through old pictures of Marigold. Each photo was a reminder of what I threw away. It was almost like I could hear her laugh again, feel her warmth again. But it was too late. I was married to Isabel, and I had responsibilities now. I could never turn back, but deep down I knew the truth. I had married the wrong girl. No matter how much I loved Isabel, no matter how much I cared for her, she was never the one. The one was Marigold, the girl who was always meant to be my soulmate. But life doesn't work that way, does it? Now I'm stuck in a marriage that feels like it's been built on lies, on what-ifs and regrets. The love I have for Isabel is real, but it's not the kind of love I thought I would have. Every day I wonder what Marigold's life looks like now. Does she have kids? Is she happy? Is she with someone who sees her the way I did? I'll never know. All I have now are the memories, the endless what could have been moments. But it's all my fault. I let the best thing that ever happened to me slip through my fingers. And now all I can do is live with the fact that I married the wrong girl. The girl who was never meant to be. The one who doesn't fill the void Marigold left behind. Forever haunted by the girl I let go. The one that got away. The one I'll never be able to forget. And deep down, I know that I'll never stop loving her. No matter how much time passes, no matter how far away she is, Marigold will always be my first love. My only love. The one I let slip through my hands. And now I have to live with that truth for the rest of my life. Forever wondering what could have been. Be me. 25, average dude, decent job, decent life. Been dating Anna for 3 years. Absolute love of my life. Met her through work. She was the new marketing hire, and I was instantly smitten. Anna's everything I could ever want. Smart, funny, beautiful. We moved in together after 2 years of dating. Things were perfect. At least, I thought they were. My best friend Mike has been my ride or die since high school. He's the guy I trust with my life. We've been through everything together. Breakups, bad jobs, you name it. He's the first person I called when I decided to propose to Anna. Even showed him the ring I bought. A beautiful sapphire set in white gold. Mike was hyped for me. Said Anna was going to be over the moon. A few weeks later, Anna starts acting off. She's constantly on her phone, always texting someone. Starts going out more, claiming it's work events. She used to share everything with me, but now she's distant. Meanwhile, Mike is being weird too. He cancels plans last minute, claims he's busy with work. He's never been the flaky type, so this feels out of character. Start getting paranoid, but I push the thoughts away. Tell myself I'm overthinking things. Anna loves you and Mike is your best friend. They wouldn't do anything to hurt you. Keep repeating that like a mantra, but it doesn't stop the gnawing doubt. Decide to surprise Anna with sushi and flowers one Friday night. She loves sushi, always says it's her comfort food. I normally work Friday nights, but took the evening off just to surprise her. Thought it'd be a romantic gesture, something to show her how much she means to me. Drive to her apartment, she's been staying there more lately, claiming she needs space to focus on work. As I pull up, I notice Mike's car parked outside. Heart sinks into my stomach, but I tell myself there's probably a reasonable explanation. Maybe he's dropping something off? Maybe they're planning a surprise for me? Park and walk up to her door, sushi and flowers in hand. Hear muffled voices and laughter from inside. Knock on the door, but no one answers. After a minute, I try the spare key she gave me and let myself in. What I see makes my heart stop. Anna is on the couch, sitting on Mike's lap. Her shirt is unbuttoned and his hands are all over her. They both freeze when they see me standing there. Anna bursts into tears. It's not what it looks like. Mike stammers. Bro, I can explain. Can't even process the betrayal, just feel completely numb. Drop the flowers and sushi, turn around, and leave without saying a word. Drive aimlessly for hours, mind racing. The two people I trusted most in the world stabbed me in the back. Thought about confronting them, screaming, demanding answers. But what's the point? Nothing they say will undo what they did. Spend the next 2 weeks in a haze of depression. Barely eat, barely sleep, can't focus on work. Friends and coworkers ask if I'm okay. Just brush them off. Meanwhile, Anna keeps calling and texting, begging me to talk to her. Mike texts me too, says he messed up and wants to make things right. Ignore them both. They're dead to me. One night, lying in bed at 3 a.m., staring at the ceiling, feel completely hollow, like nothing matters anymore. Everything I had believed in, shattered. The two people who meant the most to me in this world betrayed me. They ripped my trust apart, and now I'm left with nothing. Feel like I've got nothing left to lose. Then, out of nowhere, I think to myself, okay, F it, we ball. Decide if my life is going to be a mess, I'm taking them down with me. Revenge becomes my new purpose in life. Step 1. Gather evidence. Still have the spare key to Anna's apartment. Wait until I know she's at work and sneak in. Find her laptop and log in. Password is Mike's birthday. Seriously? Go through her messages and find everything I need. Texts of them planning meetups, pictures of them together, even an email draft where she writes about feeling conflicted, but ultimately choosing Mike over me. Forward all of it to myself. Delete sent message and trash. I'm not dumb, lol. 2. Ruin Anna's career. Anna works in PR, and her reputation is everything. She's always bragging about how she manages perceptions. Create a burner email account and dig through her messages. I also found WhatsApp web conversations and emails where she rants about her boss and the company. calling them incompetent and unprofessional. Even admit to stealing company property in one of her rants. Send everything to her boss with a note explaining how her behavior is unethical and damaging to the company's image. Her company has a strict no fraternization policy, so they fire her within the week. Step 3. Mike's turn. Mike works as a personal trainer, always preaching about his clean living lifestyle. Remember, he used to party hard in college and even sold coke on the side. Dig through old group chats and find messages and pics of him bragging about his side hustle. Create another burner email and send the screenshots to his gym. Caption it, "Is this who you want representing your brand?" Step 4. Public humiliation. Anna loves Instagram, always posting about self-love and authenticity. Log into her account, still saved on my laptop. Post a picture of Mike with a caption, "When your boyfriend's best friend becomes your new boyfriend," heart emoji. Post goes viral among our mutual friends. Comments are brutal. She deactivates her account within hours. Meanwhile, Mike started dating a new girl, Rachel. Find her on social media, send her the screenshots of Mike's texts with Anna. Rachel dumps him on the spot. Step 5. Psychological warfare. Mike has a ridiculous fear of rubber chickens, ever since a prank gone wrong years ago. He ended up in hospital and went to the therapist for years, lol. But that's another story. Decide to make this hilarious. Buy a dozen rubber chickens and sneak into his apartment through the back door. It's never locked because he's an idiot. Place the chickens in every possible spot. On the couch, in his bed, in the fridge, even in his shoes. Watch from a distance as he comes in through the front door and freezes. He sees one chicken, then another, then another. Before he can process, he's surrounded by an army of rubber chickens. He freaks out, stepping on one, making it squeak, totally losing it. At this point, he's jumping over chickens and screaming for no reason, thinking they're all out to get him. It's honestly the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. Anna has a massive bug phobia, so I get creative. Order a box of live fish bait, mealworms, maggots, the whole deal. Sneak into her apartment again, making sure she's not around. Scatter the creepy crawlies in her car vents, bathroom, and even her kitchen drawers. She starts freaking out, posting on Facebook, asking for an exterminator. Step 6. The fallout continues. Mike's clean living image has already taken a hit, but I know there's more to destroy. While we were still best friends, Mike bragged about a lot of things he should have kept hidden. One of the things he let slip was how he used to sneak performance-enhancing drugs to some of his clients, getting them results faster and making more money in the process. He told me how he had a few connections that would get him stuff under the radar, even how he had ordered some sketchy supplements for himself once. He'd always act like it was no big deal, but I knew this was exactly the kind of thing that could take him down if it got out. So, I start thinking, if I could find proof, I can really bring this whole thing crashing down for him. Mike had told me the name of the supplier he used back in the day, and I don't need much more than that. I don't have to dig far. Remembering a conversation I overheard at the gym between Mike and one of the other trainers. They were talking about a bulk order that had arrived a while back, something about a discount deal on special supplements. This catches my attention, so I strike up a casual conversation with one of the receptionists I've known for a while. She mentions that Mike had been the one to sign for a large delivery of nutrition products about a month ago. It wasn't the kind of order the gym usually deals with, but no one really questioned it at the time. This gives me the break I need. I follow up by talking to one of the clients who'd been training with Mike for years. They casually mention how Mike had hooked them up with some special stuff that helped them get ripped faster. And we're not talking about creatine or such. That's the confirmation I needed. With all this, I create another email, carefully compiling the details, his connection to the supplier, the special orders, and the way Mike was pushing the products onto clients. Attach everything to an email addressed to Mike's boss. I'm sure you want to know the full truth about the man you've been trusting with your clients' health. Here's what Mike's been hiding. Hit send without a second thought. Days later, Mike's world starts to fall apart. The gym fires him immediately, issuing a public statement that distances themselves from any involvement with him. Clients start dropping off, whispering about the shady supplements and the secrets Mike tried so hard to hide. His reputation as a trainer is gone, and everything he built up is ruined. He never saw it coming. The man who thought he could live the perfect life is now exposed for who he truly is. Step 7. Family fallout. Now it's time to hit where it hurts the most. His family. I go to Mike's parents' house, the place where I've been daily for years. I sit down with them and explain everything. How Mike's been living a double life, all the lies and the shady things he's been doing. I tell them about how I wanted to marry Anna, how we were planning a future together, all while she was secretly cheating on me with Mike. They're shocked, and I can see the disappointment in their eyes. His mom can barely look at me as I tell them about how Anna ended up leaving me for Mike. It's clear that their trust in him is shattered. They can't believe how he's torn apart relationships, both with me and with the woman I loved. I leave them with all the details, knowing they won't look at Mike the same way again. As I leave, I think to myself, they should do it. They look angry as hell at Mike. After everything's done, I can't help but reflect on what I've done to Mike and Anna. I ruined Anna's career by exposing her shady behavior at work. Her perfect image is shattered, and she's out of the job. Then I took down Mike, exposing his drug history and shady dealings at the gym. He's fired, his clients drop him, and his reputation as a personal trainer is destroyed. I didn't stop there. I made sure to hit them both where it hurt most personally. Anna's social media exploded, and she had to deactivate everything after the public humiliation. Mike's new relationship fell apart after I exposed his past to his girlfriend. Then I went to Mike's parents, who've known me for years, and laid it all out. Told them about how Mike had been living a double life and how he betrayed me with Anna. Their disappointment was clear, and I knew they wouldn't look at him the same way ever again. Throughout all this, I realized I was more disappointed in Mike than in Anna. He was my best friend, someone I trusted completely, and he tore that trust apart. Anna was bad, but Mike's betrayal stung deeper. Even now, I'm still heartbroken. The pain hasn't gone away, but at least it's shared now. It feels a little better knowing they're both paying the price. So now, what do, Anons? Be me. 30-year-old office worker. Live a relatively normal life. Doesn't have a crazy social life, just work and the occasional Netflix binge. Single, mostly content with my life. Haven't really dated in a while. So one day I decide to get on a dating app, hoping to find someone nice. Casual stuff. After a few days of swiping, match with a cute girl named Hannah. Texting back and forth, things are going pretty well. She starts sending me some flirty messages. I respond in kind, getting a bit more playful with the conversation. At some point, she asks if I have any spicy pics. Not sure how to respond to that, but I'm not going to be a weirdo and immediately send a D-pic. Decide to send a nice, tasteful picture of me in my new boxer shorts. Nothing too crazy, just a little fun, Send the picture, thinking nothing of it. She doesn't respond for a while, feeling pretty good about myself, thinking, yeah, I'm doing alright. Then my phone buzzes. Hey, send me those pics you promised, not this weird stuff. Panic.jpg. I didn't promise any pics to anyone. What's going on? Check message. Realize it's not Hannah. It's my boss. Frickin' boss. I sent that picture to my boss. How the hell did this happen? Open the chat history. Try to figure out what went wrong. Oh no, the app I was using auto-saved some drafts. I was texting my boss about a project in between. Somehow I got the two conversations mixed up. Have never felt so mortified in my life. Start typing an apology to my boss, but my hands are shaking too much to type. Panic mode activated. Open the accidentally sent excuse in my mind. Maybe I could play it cool? Yeah, that'll work. Decide to text him. Oops, wrong person. Was supposed to send that to a friend. I'll send you the pictures you wanted in a bit. Hit send. Praying for the best. No response. Breathe a sigh of relief. Think maybe it's over. Wrong. My phone buzzes again. It's my mom. What is this picture of you in underwear? Oh god, no. Mom, why mom? I didn't even know I had sent the picture to her. At this point, I'm completely frozen in terror. Am I getting hacked? Am I getting trolled? Feds? This is not happening. This can't be real. She follows up with another text. Explain this, please. Try to think fast. Can't think of anything that won't make it worse. There's no way out of this. Type out an explanation. It's for a project I'm working on. I swear. She responds, a project? Really? Now it's time for the panic spiral. My phone rings. Mom calling me. I don't want to answer, but I also don't want to let it go to voicemail. Can already hear her voice in my head. What is this? Answer the phone, voice trembling. Hey mom, what's up? I just saw the picture. What's going on? Try to explain, but the words aren't coming out right. It was an accident. I swear, it was meant for a friend and I got confused with my app. You sent me a picture of you in your underwear. Do you think I'm stupid? She cuts me off. Wait, for a friend? Son, are you gay? Start to hear her breathing, like she's trying to process this absurdity. She says she's calling my father. The dread fills my chest. I can't have my dad know about this. There's no way I can explain this to him. So now I'm literally in a full-on freak-out, texting my boss again, hoping for some reprieve. I swear it was an accident, please don't fire me. No response. Think about all the possible ways this could end. My boss knows I sent him underwear pics. My mom thinks I'm involved in some weird online project, and apparently I'm also gay. I'm about to lose my job, my dignity, and my relationship with my parents in one go. Suddenly I get a text from Hannah. Hey, sorry about earlier, I was joking. You actually sent me that picture? She's laughing in her message. Oh my god. Everything is falling apart. My boss knows, my mom knows, and Hannah's making fun of me. Suddenly my dad texts me, what's going on with your mother? She's freaking out. Now it's all out in the open. Tell him what happened, try to keep my cool. He tells me, it's okay, but just don't send me such pictures, son. At this point, I'm just waiting for the inevitable disaster. But nothing really happens. My mom's still mad, but she calms down eventually. My dad barely mentions it at all. He doesn't care. My boss never even brings it up again. He sends me a work-related message later that day like nothing happened. No one's mentioned it again, but I can't shake the feeling of complete embarrassment. I decide to never, ever send another picture to anyone ever again. Lesson learned. If you're going to be sending underwear pics, make sure you're sending them to the right person. Also, don't mix up your apps. Regret everything. Live with the shame forever. God, I hope this doesn't become an office rumor. Just want to crawl into a hole and never come out. Oh, and I might have totally spaced on mentioning that I was absolutely fried. Like, I ate an ungodly amount of edibles, chased them with an energy drink that probably had warning labels in 5 languages, and topped it all off with some focus pills my sketchy friends swore were life-changing. Spoiler, they were, just not in a good way. I'll be back.